Ooh, man. I was trying to hold him back before I did this video, but let's give honor to source. Let's give honor to the creator, whatever your higher power is. Man, full circle moment, bro. Full circle moment. My fourth book, self-published book. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to get in a position where I can go park, but it's like tears of joy and also like tears of celebration, man, because it ain't even about people. I was never in environments growing up where I was taught to celebrate. I was taught to celebrate like myself. Like to really pour back into myself. I know y'all hear me talking about like the journey of like the healing journey, but man, the healing journey also consists of like you knowing what it is to pour back into yourself. And I know you hear that term, and y'all probably heard that term, but I mean by like really truly celebrate the little things. Literally celebrate the little things. Trying to get to where I am, so I don't got make some self-inflicted decisions like trying to turn somewhere because I'm trying to cry or whatever. Man, I was being so patient for this copy of this book. It's my fourth copy of one of my like self-published books, man. And this really ties into the video because I didn't plan on crying on the video, but man, let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck. Some of y'all need to see a man cry. Not even just a man. It's just like my inner child that when I pour back into myself, I realize like pour back into yourself is also facing the traumas, the childhood experiences, and literally transmuting it into something great that you can leave for, the generations to come, or just something you did for yourself that really hits home. And that's a part of like, let's just take a moment, but the gratitude that I have is like through the struggle, man. We don't celebrate the struggle and honor the struggle so much in the present. And I don't mean just holding on to the past. I mean just all there is right now is this present moment as I say these things, but I'm still grateful to be able to reflect because this is a full circle moment. This ain't about sympathy. This is about persistence, consistency, celebrating yourself. I never knew how to do that. And I'm still learning because I'm unlearning the process of the self-destructive behavior patterns where I've seen people from in my generation, like what was told to us to work hard, work, work, you're not a man if you don't do this and don't provide and you don't work, and then coming to that self-realization, like that's not all there is to life. I ain't got no tissue, but that's not all there is. And I'm wiping my nose. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be as real as raw, but it's like the GPS, the blueprint is really inside of you once you really start to tap in and be like really get in tune with yourself. And that's the beauty of like me realizing like, let me go ahead and open this up. Like I've been so patient because this was delayed because where I'm at, like there was a lot of snow and usually it comes faster, but I was being so patient and telling myself like it's already here. Man, that looks beautiful. Oh my gosh, the color. Look at that. And the fact that like I did something that looks exactly like me. Look at it. Generational curse breaker, bro. I love the matte look. Art and written by Terrence Hinkle Jr. So, man. Full circle moment, man. And what I mean by this is just like to do something that you created and then to have it on a book. To show the younger generations, like, even if you don't know where the money's gonna come from, the universe will conspire things. Even if you don't know how you're gonna do it anyway. Do it through the pain, through the tears. I had to do this one and create this masterpiece of like seeing like something I created coming to fruition. And, you know, about a month ago, I had someone tell me, like, which I'm preparing for, like someone to tell me, and it really hit home because she was like, the sister was like, you know, that's amazing that you publish these books. Have you, like, it's a huge milestone, like, have you celebrated yourself? Have you celebrated? And that shit hit me because I've been so consumed by my, you know, present family circumstances, the transitions, the, you know, the world in itself, my mental health, my emotional well-being, everything. And this isn't to prove nothing to anyone. This is the knowing thyself, to show thyself. Literally celebrating self. This empowerment of, you know, as you look at this, the seeing the childhood trauma, the band-aids, the mother wound, the self-hatred, the colorism, the abandonment issues, the father wound. And, you know, just to say that I took through all the emotions to where I'm at now. You know, when she said, have you celebrated yourself? And I was like, wow, this is a celebration. But I could see what she was meaning, like how are you going to celebrate? And I was just speaking to someone else about this. It's like, we're so, in the culture, we're so taught to celebrate, like, oh, let's go out and get drunk and do certain things and party. And to each their own, but I told myself, I'm going to do something differently. You know, I told myself, what about resting, you know, to celebrate? Resting, you know, to get to this point, to literally create a life where I can rest more in, like, to create a life where I can rest in that balance between creating a life that I love, that's harmonious and peaceful, that's still fun. And then, you know, balance that between, again, resting, listening to myself, honoring that, but still enjoying life, like life's bliss, life's pleasures. And the reason why this hit so differently, because how much energy that you put into something through all of your circumstances, through your experiences and so forth. So for me, there are tears of joy, and there are tears of like gratitude that outside of this video, a lot of you would never know the depths of what it took for said me to get here. But again, it's to share and to inspire and to empower people. Doesn't matter the sales. It doesn't matter none of that. It's what matters is the beauty of blossoming and, you know, the unraveling. I had a message pop up. We can go, like, again, it just, we can go on in life and almost get so distracted by so much of being present of like being grateful for how far we've come. And that's what the tears remind me of, like the emotions that come up. And it's like a full moon, so it's like a full circle moment, because a lot of these energies are centered around like what I had to let go of, what has happened in my childhood, in my past. And this is a reflection of that. It's turning that pain into gain. It's turning that experience, realizing like as I move forward, this is what people don't see. And I have to put it like as a visual, because these things are also internalized. I did it my own way. I know I like the size of this book so you can see the full picture. I don't feel like, this was supposed to be on a different book, or I should have went another different way. No, I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna do it and pioneer it my own way. I want something to stand out that is not like what everyone else does. So the beauty of that is like, that was 4 books before, which, my perspective, my belief that, I feel spring is technically around the new year. But then I also tell myself, there are things that still grow in the winter. And it's not always winter, it's always certain seasons in a certain hemisphere or a certain area of the world. Things still grow. This is huge for me because it's an ending to the past versions of me. The endings, a rebirth, a death to the old aspect, and now transmuting that into something. Even when I see the locks, like, bro, I literally put that on there. Like, bro, it got the shape up and everything on there. You see that? Yeah. But it's a huge moment because this is life-changing to bring you into my world, to bring you into the world of a man that is darker, the mindset, the generational curses and, things that I had to muster up and, encourage myself to break, to face, representing the patriarchal. And most importantly, also what I want to get into is also like the emotions, man. It's like I couldn't hold back if I wanted to. And it doesn't even matter how no one views me. I don't care, it's their perspective. But, I want to share this message to a lot of young men. Your emotions matter. To you young women too. A lot of y'all grew up in cultures where you were taught, due to the behavior patterns or belief systems that you were instilled with or programmed to believe, you unconsciously don't even realize like a lot of that subconscious programming is a foundation of manipulative. Like being manipulative, being very guarded, in a heart space, being very, and the thing I'm saying about that is like I had to get to a place where my heart, I couldn't block the experience of who I am and loving myself and loving those parts of me. And that got me to a place where I don't need to fear anything. Why do I need to fear being loved? My fear of love is rooted in what? The insecurities of other people who never knew to love themselves. So that being said, love protects me. Authenticity, integrity protects me in a sense of like, I know I'm rooted in that. So therefore, anything that's not in that frequency or that vibration or hold that, substance or quality, it will be exposed. Not for me to judge, but for me to be discerning. So, that's why they say put your heart into something, and that's what you'll get back. What you put out, you'll get back. And so this one means so much because 4 is like a foundation. Like the 4th book is like a foundation of 4, meaning like, a foundation of things and so forth. It's more to the depths. I just know specifically, I remember like solid foundations and balance and so forth. And so yes, to men too, your emotions matter. Again, a lot of us grew up around manipulative women who have a belief system that is something that is supposed to be shared to you, and also you taking on that narrative and then probably becoming womanizers, becoming emotional abusers, which really reflects your own internal warfare, which really reflects your own core values. A lot of our core values or what we believe aren't even valuable. They're literally core values that are structured on manipulating ourselves, self-sabotaging behavior, self-sabotaging behavior patterns. I can go on and on, and literally leading us right back to ourselves. So as much as we want to put it on someone else, we're literally looking at virgins and mirrors and reflections of ourselves to see, like, you know, only I can do this. Only I can go within myself to see the depths. And the beauty I love about this is, like, you see the strong back, you know, but you still see the woundedness in this. And the reason why this is so significant is because as young men, we're taught to just be so strong and just show up so much in our masculinity. But these wounds that you see visually, the mother wound and generational curses and stuff, these things are those very things that reflects the feminine parts of ourselves, where we gain our emotional intelligence. And the reason I'm saying this is because how important, how I've had to get in tune with myself is to see those dark parts of myself, the darkest parts inside of me, the versions that I did not want to see, that I didn't want to acknowledge, the mother wound. You know, I didn't want to accept that my mother did those things, or, you know, now I have to be accountable for facing it and carrying it and accepting it and moving forward. And this is my way. That's my thing of inspiring and sharing to you. This is my way, but your way can also be whatever unique way you want it to be that reflects your journey, your path. And most importantly, men that don't see this, you know, these images that reflect things that look like them, to reflect things that to show them that they too can be empowered to face themselves and heal through themselves and nurture their inner child, and realizing, like, now the importance of, as I face those emotions and those emotions that arise, whether repressed or suppressed emotions, I realize, like, those are the very things that are a key to me expanding, me exploring new horizons, doors that I never knew that will open up for me. You know, coming back home to myself to feel emotionally safe and secure again, knowing that and not leaving that up to the people who had the opportunity, whether mother or father, to do that. No, it's relying upon me. Like, I'm here to do that. I can't sit there and say, leave it up to someone else outside of me to dictate my life or to determine, you know, decide my destiny for me. You know, this right here reflects me choosing and deciding my destiny, instead of allowing the emotion that, you know, when I was wounded or in that woundedness, to be impulsive to decide, you know, allow someone else's actions to decide my fate of how my life should unfold and unravel. You have that choice. And so the beauty of emotions is that they are a guide. They're a guide. They come and they go. And still me being able to realize, like, the importance of being in tune and learning through relationships, and most importantly, relationship with myself, reflecting on that, honoring that, sharing that message, putting it out, planting seeds, and realizing, like, you know, these stories, this narrative that I have was given to me. It's not a curse. It was a curse till I decided, I realized that I also am the gift in that curse. So that's why I say the generational curse breaker is that man that is coming here to break and shatter that illusion of what that curse was also instilled and carried on, just to realize, like, it was a part of the legacy that shall continue. Because our kids will still have to face things within themselves. And so my way of, you know, sharing that to people, it's like, you can see it as a curse until you realize, like, in that package, in that gift, in that what you were given, can you be able to unravel and pull that bow away from that said generational curse and see the gift in that aspect? Can you see yourself? I always give this analogy of, like, a box, like a gift. And inside that box, you don't know if it's empty, you don't know what's in there. But inside that box is generational curses that have followed you, self-sabotaging behavior patterns and so forth. So in that, until you unravel the bow, like, again, outside, it's a gift. it's wrapped up real nice. And that's how a lot of us, that's how I perceive it. It's like a lot of us are wrapped up real good to present to the world, like, whether it be our looks, whether it be how we dress and so forth, until we unravel that bow, that ribbon. I said bow, well, either way. That ribbon, and then you pull it apart, when you open that presents, and no one really knows what's in there. And then for a lot of people perspective on that, how you get a gift, and we're hoping, and this reflects a lot of our internal warfare or insecurities. We're hoping that it's something that we've always wanted. But when we open it, we get, sometimes that can be this disappointment, like, oh man, that's not what I wanted. But and see, that right there in itself is how I can say the analogy of how, like, the Creator of the Most High sees us. It's like a lot of us are at this perspective in our life. It's like when we look at our lives from the outside looking in, depending if you're looking on it from the inside out, a lot of people perceive or look at people like, okay, let me unravel this gift. Let me unravel this. And from the outside looking in, we can misjudge, or we judge people. And just because of what they have, or just because whatever it is, we don't know what they're internalized. We don't know their generational curses that are inside of that said package or said present that they come in. Like, that's why they say how you present yourself. And so, that being said, it's like, in that, a lot of us are not happy with what has been given to us in this life. And this is my key to you before I go. Until you get to that place and you realize, like, right now, you can accept wherever you are. This is the importance of being present. This is the gift. Accept, take a deep breath, like, this is what life has given me. This is how I got here. It's like, this is what the Most High, the Creator, has given me this lifetime. I was given this mother. I was given this father. I was given these circumstances only to be given also the tools to come out of it, to rise above it. I was given this darkness. I was given these things only to simply what? And that's where, again, also where the generational curse lies, is also where your spiritual gifts or your internal world lies. And if that internal world isn't at peace and you haven't accepted where you are, then you'll go throughout life unconsciously realizing like you have to wreak havoc or project that onto other people. Because your experience and my experience and whomever is all perspective. So again, everyone, if you visualize everyone as a gift, you see a little baby, it's like a little gift. Then you see someone else, no matter their stature, they're like a big present. But you will never know who they really are if you don't encounter or have a one-on-one or even know what's going on. But the world has been so caught up in the physical and focusing on the external so much that we have forgotten about the present. Literally what's going on within people. Before we really sit down and really get to know people or really know the depths of them, we will literally, some people don't even get to that place where they really unravel, or they'll unravel that person, remove the ribbon and run away. Or sometimes some of us are even, we will literally, open ourselves up, rip ourselves apart, literally like a present, rip ourselves apart, show our insides, everything. Those that wear a heart on their sleeve, those you shout out to, because I know I've been that way, like wear a heart on our sleeves and also like have this big heart, this big love. And so with that, it's like, again, some of us can be very unappreciative, and this reflects our internal world, unappreciative of like what gifts that we have been given by source. And we're too caught up in the fact of like how people see us presently or on the outside like a gift, and not realize the importance of you are the gift. And those generational things that came with you, that is a part of the gift in itself. We want to separate that, but that is who we are too as well. So that being said, that's my message to you all. Your emotions are also, and your experience are also a part of that present moment. You are the gift. Peace and blessings. Shalom.